Welcome to Adventure Enthusiast, starring my brother Alex, the wannabe bad boy who's a total band geek and the life of the party. Our cousin Julia, the theater enthusiast and all-around musical guru. And then there's me, Sarah, pageant queen and self-proclaimed Disney fanatic. Though don't let the tiara fool you, I'm a bit of a wild card. Today we will be exploring St. Augustine's most historically significant structure, the Castillo de San Marco, a fort constructed by the Spanish between 1672 and 1695.
Our tour begins in the Sally Port, the entrance of the fortress. This is the only way in or out of the castle. Here you can see the large drawbridge and the portcullis, the heavy sliding door between these two wooden barriers. The strength of the castle is apparent. The thickness of the outer walls varies from 14 to 19 feet thick at the base and tapers to 9 feet towards the top. Note the blocks of coquina stone that will make up these walls and how they were set together. There are over 400,000 blocks of stone in the castle, all of it cut and set by hand.
There are several rooms that are accessible only through the Sally Port. To the right are the Spanish guard rooms and a locked room that served as the town jail. During Spanish occupation, soldiers did not live inside the Castillo. They walked to work from their homes in town. The soldiers detailed to be on overnight guard duty would have used these rooms to rest, cook food, and spend free time socializing and playing games. The room to the left, currently our bookstore, was once part of the officers' quarters.
Cold.
I think it's very creepy. It's got a very creepy-esque to it. Like, I would not want to spend the night here, but I mean, like, it's cool. Like, you get to a feel of how it was like back then, and I can't believe that they did this. And yes, it's cold. Thank you so much for your observation.
It's really cold. Are a dedication of some sort. However, there's too little that remains of it, that it cannot be fully translated, and whoever wrote it may have gotten it from a text or document of some sort.
Taught to obey, and there was a lot of strict discipline back then, and so it's suspected that maybe the soldiers spent so much time carving on the walls because it was one of the few ways they could get their opinions out there, and it was like their voice, because they would probably get into some trouble if they expressed their ideas because there was a lot of discipline and stuff. My opinion is that this is all really cool. I kind of get the soldiers there, like they didn't want to get in trouble, but they wanted to express themselves, and I think that's really cool because now we can all look at it and stuff. And I think that this whole room is very cool, and it's still standing, which is kind of amazing. So, yeah, I think that this is a very cool thing, and I'm glad we still have it. several exhibits that show you the fort's design, history, and construction.
Since the beginning of its construction in 1672, the Castillo de San Marco has played an important role as a strategic military post in the New World. Many flags have flown during the Castillo's illustrious history, including the Spanish from 1695 to 1763, the British from 1763 to 1784, the Spanish again from 1784 to 1821, the United States of America from 1821 to 1861, the Confederate States of America from 1861 to March of 1862, and finally the United States of America again from 1862 to present.
Though the fort has changed hands between countries many times, every transfer was negotiated through treaty and agreement, not battle.
One of the major contributing factors to the Castillo's success was coquina, the stone from which the fortress is constructed. Because the stone is so porous, it compresses under the impact of cannon fire rather than shattering, making the Castillo practically indestructible.
Shortly after the United States Army seized the Castillo de San Marco from Spain in 1821, they built and installed these wooden doors at the entrance of the sally port. They controlled the access to the interior of the fort for nearly 150 years. Constructed of cypress, the frame holds a set of 3 doors, 2 main doors to allow wagons and large groups to pass, and a smaller inset door known as a wicket that individuals would use. The doors were removed for preservation and display in 1950.
This is actually a horn on a cow, but it's hollow on the inside. So I would fill that with black powder, my gunpowder, and I was able to go ahead and put it on the cannon so that this could light it. It's going to transfer the flame to the powder charge inside the cannon.
This is part of an 18-pounder iron cannon that was uncovered in the moat of the Castillo de San Marco. During the siege of 1702, this cannon exploded while firing, causing 3 of the 4 military casualties of the siege. Imagine the tremendous force needed to shatter a 3,000-pound iron gun.
Spanish fort of property often passed from mother to daughter. Many women ran businesses and amassed large holdings in real estate. The third of 6 daughters, Antonia Avero, married several times. She raised her large family and managed her household by herself for years. Antonia fled to Cuba when the British took over, leaving 3 houses behind. Her daughter and nephew eventually returned to Florida to reclaim the Avero family's properties.
Osceola fiercely resisted the United States policy of forced American Indian removal. His mother was an Upper Creek woman, his father a Scottish trader. The charismatic speaker urged Florida Seminoles to fight for their lands, taken captive while under a flag of truce during the Second Seminole War. Osceola was briefly held here. He died 3 months later, locked up in Fort Moultrie in Charleston Harbor.
These are the remnants of plastered holy water founts. The founts are not the only parts of the chapel to show the signs of age. This door frame is a replica. The original was lost over a century ago.
Yeah, I concur, but I am totally freaked out. I'm not claustrophobic, it's not that intense, otherwise I would not be in it. But like, I can touch the ceiling and that disturbs me, and it's like awkwardly hot.
Due to some renovations downstairs, we decide to take our tour up to the upper level walkway. We at Adventure Enthusiast would like to thank everyone for joining us on this brief tour of the Castillo de San Marco. Keep adventuring, everyone.